All right, so for our math lesson for today, we're going to just be talking about attributes of shapes, which are the words that we can use to describe something. It's what makes things similar to each other. So right here I have a shape poster, and it's a two-dimensional shape poster. The reason it says two-dimensional is because we're also going to be doing three-dimensional shapes. So two-dimensional just means flat. You cannot feel it, you cannot pick it up. It is flat, and it has no depth, and it doesn't seem like it's coming up off the paper. It's two-dimensional. So our first box here is circles. We haven't really talked about circles, and there is a reason. I want you to think about, how are circles different than all of these other shapes that we've looked at? Triangles, squares, rectangles, hexagons, pentagons. What makes them different than all of the other shapes that we've talked about and all the other shapes on this poster? Yeah, so if you're thinking that the thing that makes them different is that they are round, you are correct. They have no corners, no vertices, no angles. It is one continuous line, and it is not a straight line, it's a curved line. So circles have a whole category of their own. They cannot be put into a group with the others because they don't have straight lines, and they don't have a certain amount of sides, vertices, or angles. So over here we have our triangles. We know those guys go together because they have four sides, four vertices, and four angles. We have this huge box here of all these different quadrilaterals. These guys are rectangles and squares, and these are other quadrilaterals. They still have four sides. Even this crazy shape right here is in the same group as a square and rectangle. It is a quadrilateral. It has four sides, four vertices, and four angles. We've got our pentagons down here. It can look like this, can look like this, and it even can look like this. And then a hexagon. It does not have to be a perfect shape. It can be any shape that has six sides. A pentagon is any shape that has five sides. If it is made up of straight lines, the lines are connected, right? It can become whatever shape matches the amount of sides that it has, right? So let's take a look. And let me see if I have the right one here. I hope I do. Yes. All right. So this is actually what one of the shape cards would look like if we were together in class. You would have cut these out. This is shape card G. And I want us to look at G and talk about some of its attributes. What do we notice about it? Right? What do you notice about shape G? I notice that it has straight lines. Okay, I noticed that the line on the top and the bottom are different lengths, but they are straight. I noticed that we have four vertices and four angles, right? But there is something else that this shape has. I'm going to introduce you to a new word. All right, I want for you guys to think about railroad tracks. So railroad tracks run, right, usually up and down. You have a track on the right and a track on the left. And then you have all of the wooden pieces in between. So the track on the left and the track on the right, those metal pieces, those are what we call parallel. Sorry. It is parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are across from each other a certain distance, and they will never, ever meet because they are straight, right? And if you went on and on and on with that line forever and ever and ever, a parallel line is never going to meet with another parallel line, no matter how far you go. So this line up here and this line down here, those are parallel lines, because if I kept going to the right here and to the right here, they are never ever going to touch. And if I keep going from the left here and the left here, they are never going to touch. They are parallel. They are equal distance apart, and they are straight. Now these guys, though, on the left and right, they are not parallel, because eventually if I keep going with this line and I keep going with this line, the lines are going to cross. And if there is a chance of the lines crossing, it is not considered parallel lines. So this shape G here, this quadrilateral, this trapezoid, has one set of parallel lines, the top line and the bottom line. right? And then we have this shape here, right? This is shape K. Now, if we think about what parallel lines are lines that run either up and down, left and right, even sideways. But as long as they are both running in the same direction, they are a certain distance apart, and they are not angled in any way, so not like crooked or tilted, you will have a set of parallel lines. So in shape K, do you see a set of parallel lines? Lines that, if you continue drawing them to the right and to the left, that they would never ever touch? Yeah, so I see the top and the bottom here. If I kept going with that top and bottom line, that top line is never going to meet that bottom line. They're just going to keep going on forever and ever and ever. That's because they're parallel. Then we have our left and our right. Same thing. If I kept going up and down with those lines, they are never going to touch. That is because they are parallel. Now, the left side and the top, they are not parallel because they already touch right here in the corner. Parallel lines can never, what we call, intersect. They can never cross each other's path. Right? So I want for you, as part of your math today, I want for you to go around and look around your house or your apartment or wherever it is that you are right now and see if you can spot some parallel lines. I'm looking around my family room right now, and I have these doors that have pieces of wood over the glass. And those pieces of wood, the ones that run up and down, they are parallel from each other. And then the ones that run from left to right, they are also parallel from each other. I'm looking at these lines that I have on my carpet. I have lines that are running up and down my carpet, and they are parallel. They're straight lines that are a certain distance apart, and they're never going to meet. They're never going to cross each other's paths. I also have these bricks on my fireplace, and the bricks, I can pick any two bricks. I have ones going up and down, right? Those bricks that are side by side are parallel. Those lines are never going to meet. And then I have my bricks that are laying from left to right. They also are never going to meet. It's parallel lines. I have beams on my ceiling, parallel lines. I have wood around my fireplace that has lines in it, parallel lines. I have my doors, left side of the door, right side of the door, parallel lines. My television, there are parallel lines everywhere. So I want for you to do a little parallel line search throughout your house and see how many different parallel lines you can find, right? And I also am going to leave a math box page on our website that you can just take a piece of paper, break it up into 6 squares, and you can just answer the question right inside that piece of paper. You don't have to copy down the whole question, just your answer would be fine. All right, guys, I will check in with you later.